Well, I thought that was I thought St. Joe's outplayed us tonight. Um, they came up with all the big plays. I thought the kid Brembry had a decent game with 33, 14, and 4, and really dominated the game from a lot of different aspects. And you can't go 6 for 24 from the 3-point line and then have them go 70%. I think that was a huge difference in the game. And then they made a bunch of big plays down the stretch when I thought we had a chance to maybe cut into the lead. I thought we cut it to 5 at one point, and they got a loose ball, free throws, and some different stuff. But they won the game tonight, and I think we got to get our guys kind of refocused and re-energized about like there's season left to be played. Brooklyn's a little ways away. I thought maybe guys were looking a little ahead of schedule this evening. So tough one to swallow. But we're going to have to regroup and try to play well for this next 3-game run, and also for down in Brooklyn.
Did their three-pointers surprise you? I mean, they were from 29% coming.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the case. Every game you watched on TV was if they shot the 3 ball well, they had a chance to beat teams. And it seems ironic that 2 of the times were against us. I mean, 9 for 13. Some of them were open, but the kid Brembry hit one where Demetrius fell and was like at his feet, and then he hit one in the corner that was tough. So they got into a rhythm. I thought we got them out of it for a little while with our press, and then we didn't defensive rebound 2 or 3 times. So hats off to them. They won the game. He did some stuff, and some of the other guys. Wilson, had 4 threes his last game, 3 tonight, and then Isaiah Miles making 3 is kind of uncharacteristic for them.
Phil was in here talking. You mentioned, I mean, you guys put so much effort into the VCU game, and even Brody before that. The team maybe feel just a little drained after having that week and then coming back here.
Well, there's no excuses this time of year. I mean, I would say we didn't play our most energized game. A few times we were trying to get in the press, and guys were slow getting there. And then when they started making plays, I thought that deflated us some. And then to top that off, when you have wide open threes about 9 occasions and you don't make them, that can be difficult to withstand. We've played really well when we make some threes and loosen it up, and then Maxie and Caddy can work inside. I'll say it again, 7 of them in front of our bench were just wide open, and we just didn't make them again.
What were you guys trying to do defensively to stop Denver, and what do you think kind of went wrong?
We tried to do a lot of different things. I mean, we doubled him a bunch. He got free a few times that were uncharacteristic on, I'd say, verbal non-verbiage. Guys kind of didn't speak loud enough, and he got open a couple of times. But he still has to make those threes. He still has to make those shots. And I thought he did a good job of getting to the free throw line, and then against our press, he's good. I said it before the game, and I didn't want to be a prognosticator, but I think he's the best player, or pretty close to the best player in our league. And at least the 2 times we played him, he looks like a guy that can play at the next level.
Derek, it seems at times that Dante and Jabari maybe pressing things. They like to go so fast and be aggressive. Is it sometimes that they kind of maybe need to pull back a little bit just to kind of get under control sometimes, especially when things are falling like this?
Well, when they're 5 for 21, yeah, I'd say that could be the case. The biggest play was when Jabari went in. I think we were down 5 or 7 and got to the rim and missed a layup. I thought there was a little bit of contact on that one. But I thought that was a huge play that kind of stemmed the tide for us. They were doing some good stuff. Dante just got to get back on track. I think he's got to get his energy back and play at a higher level on this little stretch run here, because we need his points, we need his athleticism, we need his buckets. And I thought at times he was doing a pretty good job defensively.
Is that kind of just what happens to a freshman sometimes this time of the season when they
I mean, it can. I mean, I think, it's a little bit of a grind, I think, for everybody. But, other teams are going through it. That's why you see some kind of ups and downs. I thought we ran into a team today that was ready. I mean, they were prepared, and, they should have beat Dayton at Dayton, I thought. They played them really tough. They missed 2 1-and-1s in the last 10 seconds against St. Bonaventure at home. So I was very fearful of this team coming in here, especially after the week we had last week with the physicality and kind of those games. And then, we're coming home, and, I was hoping we'd have a little better crowd and maybe student section here to kind of get us going.
With the number of games that are left, is it hard? Do you have to talk to them a lot about the next game instead of thinking about a week and a half from now?
Yes. We have to regroup pretty quickly. It's going to be a mental approach from here on out. We have to mentally get back to like a little bit of an edge and a chip on our shoulder of not feeling like we're one of those teams, but we're one of these teams. I think that's when we've been at our best. And, You know, I think we've lost that. I don't want to say lost it, but we're not playing with that edge right this second defensively, and even on offense. An edge is, if I'm open, I'm going to make my plays. If I got a three, it's open, I'm going to knock it down. If I get to the rim, I'm going to finish. When I go home and watch the video and I watch how many layups we missed and how many open one-footers and threes, I'll probably not sleep for a day and a half or two. And, you know, when we've had those games where we don't make threes, we miss one-footers, I mean, we out-rebounded them. We didn't turn it over very much. We didn't force as many. I mean, there were some decent numbers there, but you just can't shoot, you know, 33% and let them shoot 47%. That's the difference.
Were you expecting them to play that 2-3 zone or the zone?
I did. You know, I did. I didn't know they played as long as they were gonna. But you know, they played it a bunch down there. And I think they'll go to it, and if it works a little bit or slows us down, I think that was the biggest thing. But honestly, it slowed us down. We still had 71 points. I think we needed to. We couldn't give up 82 tonight. They got to the free throw line a bunch, made threes, and that was the difference.
I think if you make some of those threes, things switch up a little bit.
I think so. We had 2 or 3 opportunities where it was right there, and it's a game about taking advantage of opportunity, and we just didn't do it this evening.
Derek, end of the first half, you get the steal. Jabari takes the quick through. Is he supposed to pull it out in that situation?
Well, I had a timeout. I had a timeout that I could have called quickly. He was so wide open, and it was like a flow play that it was kind of a good shot in that particular instance. In hindsight, since it didn't go in and they came down, I got 1 extra point out of it or 2. I would have I'll call a timeout next time, or I'll think about that in my mind. Technically, I think most college coaches or people would say, yeah, pull it out, or, you know, use your timeout there. It was just he was so wide open. It was another one of like, all right, we get the 3 there. Maybe they throw it in quick. We get another one, or we stop them. All of a sudden, we're up 3 going into the half. Instead, I think we were down 1. It didn't just work out. It kind of was the epitome of kind of what happened throughout the whole contest.
You said you guys need to refocus and regroup. Can you take anything from the immediate reaction from them, whether it's what they're doing in the locker room or what you saw from them at the end of the game?
Well, I mean, I thought, you know, I'm a body language, energy guy. You know, I like guys when they're upbeat and kind of move around at times. I think we got to get move faster, even if you're walking from the floor to the locker room. Like, sit up and look at me. That's what I'm looking for. When you're on the floor, move faster. You know, do things at a high level. Yeah, the guys are disappointed, but you know, after everybody's got their head down and doing that kind of stuff. But you know, for me, it's late in the season. Play, like, go out there and compete. Use your energy out there. You don't need to wait. So I think it's a mental approach now, getting everybody around the same page and talking things through and saying, all right, let's go. We gotta, you know, I don't want to say put that stuff behind you because it's there. Like, we all know it's there. I think the 2 games kind of rattled us a little bit last week. I don't want to say rattled, but, you know, got us off kilter a tad. And now we need to get our mojo back and come back and play well on Saturday.